Thank you. I move to take note of the answers to the digital ID question. The digital ID bill was presented to the Senate and to the Australian public as a convenient way to establish identity and would not be compulsory. It's taken precisely 2 weeks to discover that's a lie. Already federal and state government departments are demanding digital IDs be created for the most mundane tasks. A constituent of mine in Queensland who attended a health clinic to undergo a physical before starting a job with the Queensland Government, for which a medical was mandated, was told he couldn't have the results of his physical until he got a digital ID. This was a real-world transaction. The clinic knew who he was because he had to prove his identity before starting the physical. The digital ID requirement came from the Queensland Government. In this case, there's no earthly reason for a digital ID except that the public service has taken it upon themselves to impose a digital ID on every person in the country. Without penalties, there will be no attempt to provide the alternative method of verification that the minister promised. COVID proved the power of using employment for the purposes of blackmail, and it's a lesson the government has embraced. The Digital ID website, digitalid.gov.au, rolled out the new web pages for the digital ID within days of the legislation passing. The public education campaign on TV and online started within just a few days. The regulations upon which so much of the bill relies are finished and on public display already. All the ducks were in a row to introduce a digital prison in Australia before the Senate even voted, and well before the new law's implementation date in December. No wonder the government did a dirty deal with elements of the crossbench, guillotined the debate, no debate, and delivered government the powers they craved. What a disgraceful display. What an abuse of the social contract between the government and its requirement to act in the best interest of the public. One Nation will repeal the digital ID and legislate privacy protections for all Australians.